The corn maze is actually 6 acres that's cut in the shape of Minnesota, including all of the counties. It actually started as a part of the Rock River Pumpkin Festival, and that's been, I think, 8 years now, and for the last 4 years we've had a corn maze. And it started out with an idea of the former principal and myself, Mr. Bootsma, and I asked him if would wanted to do a corn maze. The first year that we did it, it was actually custom cut by a professional. And the last 3 years, my nephew, Seth Sprunk, has actually been doing the engineering and the designing.
It's interesting in how detailed that Seth was able to get with the county details cut out. It is most definitely, distinctly the state of Minnesota with the county lines and the shape and everything that well thought out, and most notably the great state of Minnesota.
It's actually done with a skid steer loader with a GPS and a flail chopper on the front of it. And actually he mounts a computer that has the map in it that coordinates that he follows with his GPS on his skid loader. So he actually does a perimeter map first, and then he designs whatever he's going to do with the maze. This year he did the state of Minnesota. And so he designs that. It took him about 10 hours, I think, to graft and design it. And it took about 4 or 5 hours to cut it. Actually, when I cut it the first time, I used a tracking, and I used it on the lawnmower, and I tracked myself through the state of Minnesota so I wouldn't get lost, because I frankly did get lost and thought I was on one side of the maze and actually was on the other side. And so it's kind of helpful with GPS, even on my iPhone, that I could track myself to know exactly where I went to get myself back out again.
Did I expect the corn maze to get this big? I did not. It has blossomed with interest in ways more far-reaching than we would have ever expected. We had over 1,535 wristbands purchased the day of the maze, and we had 7 flatbeds with probably 40 people on a flatbed every 2 minutes going out there. And so up to date, I'm sure it's been over 2,000 people.
It's clean entertainment, clean fun, and for a lot of people that aren't associated with agriculture, an opportunity to get out on a farm, to walk through a corn maze, and to see the corn. And of course, there's kids will snap an ear off, they'll shell some corn. And so it's the experience of being out in the open and getting some fresh air and exercise and walking through something that they probably saw on Facebook or saw on the paper. And it's been publicized all the way from the Star Tribune to the Edgerton Enterprise, and people have seen pictures of it. And then probably to be able to actually walk through it and say that, hey, I walked through the state of the Minnesota corn maze.
Visit pioneer.org/postcards to catch up on missed episodes and to find out more about your favorite segments. This program on Pioneer Public Television is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. Additional support provided by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien in honor of Shalom Hill Farm, a nonprofit rural education retreat center in a beautiful prairie setting near Windham in southwestern Minnesota. ShalomHillFarm.org. The Arrowwood Resort and Conference Center, your ideal choice for Minnesota resorts, offering luxury townhomes, 18 holes of golf, Darling Reflections Spa, Big Splash Water Park, and much more. Alexandria, Minnesota. Explore hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for a great vacation or a place to hold an event. ExploreAlex.com. Tri-State Brain and Spine Institute, with locations in Alexandria, Edina, Crookston, and Maple Grove. Doctors dedicated to evaluating and treating all types of brain and spine problems, no matter how complex.